Well, welcome to my Parlo said the spider to the fly. Today we're going to be looking at some Capricorn information, okay? And I always like to say my tender Capricorns because you guys project as being very tough and strong and everything. Maybe you are, but part of it is because you're quite tender on the inside. So you'll present more directly than you maybe actually feel. So let's see what the cards have to say for what's coming up in this next 12 months. Okay, one more. And here we go. I'm going to do a Celtic cross for you guys. Let's see what it is. Seven of Worlds. First thing I want to say is this is probably going to be a year where you need to take care of yourself. I don't mean that in a scary way, but this is like self-nurturing, taking all these little crystal things or these little, looks like spheres, or just little worlds that are there. It means do this to make yourself feel better. Do that to make yourself feel better. It's time for you to start taking care of your own self, perhaps not so much taking care of everybody else. But most of us are going to hear that this year, not just you. But this is telling you, see all those little circles, all those little coins, all those little round things? Those are opportunities for you to, on a small scale, take care of yourselves. So maybe you can't go to the winery this particular month, but you can go to Bevmo and buy a couple of 3 different kinds of wine and then do a little charcuterie board with it so that you feel like I did something special for myself, but it doesn't have to be huge and grandiose, especially if you don't have the money for it at the time, okay? So just know that that's going to be an opportunity for you, and please take it so that you don't feel cheated about something, okay? Little things can all add up. They can be wonderful. And then I have the Sage of Cups here, which is a regenerator card. And on some level, this is hand in hand with the card that's before it. This is telling me if you do those little things, you're going to feel regenerated. So you're starting to feed the notion of I've been going without, but it's time for me to start taking care of myself and do for yourself what you would be doing for other people. Okay? So know that Capricorns are good when they really love somebody, but sometimes they forget to love themselves. All right. Let's see. We've got strong Aries cards in the spread, so we're going to have some things to be doing with Aries people. The nice thing about Aries, especially when they're combined with Capricorns, is that they're the motivators. The Capricorns may have the wonderful idea, but they're a sign that maybe is a little slower to act. Well, if you have an Aries in your realm, they're going to hear about the good idea and they're going, oh, you got to act on that. Oh, you got to do this. And I'm seeing that this Aries influence is strong for at least 3-4 months. So prepare yourself the rest of this month and then start enacting things in January, because this is a really good card for that. It's a Major Arcana card. Can you see that? It's also kind of like the Daddy card. So your particular Aries might be a little bit bossy, but it's okay. You can boss them right back and they'll handle it. They do it. It's like, oh, okay. They can respect it, all right? Major Arcana, power card. And what is it going to do? It's going to help you with better balance. You've got your feet on the path, and they're going to say, oh, no, why don't you try this? Or why don't you try that? And that's going to be a little bit of guidance, just kind of nudging you to keep you in harmony on that little path, little electronic confirmation, okay? I also believe that there has been someone who's been predicting things for you in this past year or so, and I want you to finally believe what they're telling you, because this is telling me there's someone who's got psychic insight, doesn't attribute to psychic ability, but you're going to go, so-and-so told me that last year, and here it is coming to fruition. Because this person, it looks like it's an older male, probably having a problem with their vision right now, and they're asking things of a crystal ball, perhaps, that sort of nature. And I don't mean crazy 8, not at this time, or not that, but it's a little, maybe you get your own deck of cards and you consult the oracle, right? This is very, very nice. And those of you that are interested in starting something artistic and new, there's a music card on here, so you may even pick up a musical instrument and start thinking about whether you want to take lessons or not. You don't have to be good. All you have to be is interested. Okay? Yeah. And the next 6 months are going to be very critical for you for making choices. And I don't mean scary choices, but these are, what I've got here is the Two of Crystals, which means make a logical decision and then just stick with it for a while. You can always change later, but you can't go back and grab something that you poo-pooed and sent away to begin with. But it's the Two of Crystals, which is really quite lovely. And crystals means that you'll think your way through it. So there's less chance of making an error and a better chance of feeling secure with your decision. Okay, and I also see there's a little decision that you make that's kind of out of left field, and there's a lot of pink around it, and for that means it feels really feminine. So if you're a masculine energy, it's going to be something that's out of your it's out of what you normally would think something that you would do. So, like maybe you took a dance class by yourself and you turn out and you're a 38-year-old male. Something like that where it seems out of character perhaps, but it looks like it's right up your alley. Okay. Those are the Capricorns that are free and loose. We have an opportunity for the real deal. This is not just like I'm going to have a crush on somebody. There's an opportunity here. It's a Two of Cups, which means requited love. Can you see that? Doesn't always mean it's easy, but it means they give as good as they get. And Aries are terrific about that. If you screw over an Aries, they'll give you as good as you gave them. All right, so remember that. It's easier to talk to an Aries than it is to try and outsmart one. Okay, so lovely card. Telling you it may start out as a friendship first and then ends up being a love relationship. All right. Okay, looks to me like there may be a friendship that was interrupted, perhaps due to anger or fighting, that comes back into your realm. It's kind of like they'll have a reason for why they did something, but ultimately they're going to break down and say, it's really just because I was wrong and I'm sorry. And that's what this is telling me. When they get to that part, when they say, I was wrong, I'm sorry, then it looks to me like you say, okay, you get one more chance. And other than that, you're out. Okay? And they're like, oh God, he's serious. You're serious this time, right? It's hopes and fears. They're hoping that you're going to let them back in and have a change of heart. That's what this card's about. But they also know that you mean business. And if they screw up again, end the story, because you got another opportunity for love here too. So don't feel like if you give up on one relationship that you're never going to have one. That card is the real deal. Between these two cards together, this is a nonstop emphasis on open up to romantic relationships this coming year. Might take the year to get to the Lover's card, but it's here. It's Major Arcana and sitting right out there as the outcome card. Whee! Okay. Let me know when you find him, okay? Because it does look like it's okay this year to find some dead ends. Look at that. A little iffy, but it's like a landslide at the end of a road. You've been going down this road and it's like, I'm getting tired of doing this, but I'm convinced myself that this is what I want to do. I'm moving forward, and all of a sudden there's a landslide. It's important that you got the landslide because now you're going to look to the right and to the left, right? Because there's better solutions on the side than there was ever in the middle. So your landslide is going to be a blessing in disguise. So no te preocupes. This is going to be a good thing after all. So it just might take a while to get there. Okay, let's see what's going on with my other little cutie cards. Hanson Roberts cards. Let me just give it one shuffle. Ta-da. Capricorn's the business card, so remember that, you guys. If you're interested in anything, it's full of relationships and emotional stuff like that, but it's also telling me if you're interested in doing any business stuff, see if you can find that Aries or somebody who behaves like an Aries, because that can definitely get you pushed forward early this coming year. Yeah, Five of Cups. Yeah. So if you're at the back end of a relationship that you've been sick of and has not really been working for you, it's going to be okay to say, another time and place this would have worked for me, but thanks so much, I'm out. Okay? Yeah. This tells me you deserve it. You've earned it. Okay? Good, loving heart. Don't have to waste it on somebody who's not worthy of it. Okay? And not everybody deserves what we have to offer. So, but there is going to be at least one somebody, possibly two, that come in this year. Wow. Okay, last little step is our mother piece. And what does it say? See, it's saying, yes, I told you, I said love. Look, two of cups again. Two of cups again. Again. And you might find it when you least expect it, because this little mermaid's just kind of like sitting there going, don't really, I'm not paying attention. And all of a sudden, pow, something shows up. It's like, oh, what a good idea. Lovely. That's lovely. There's going to be a change of perspective for you this year. So it's not imagination. This has to do with your spiritual inclinations, okay? This is opening up your heart to all kinds of wonderful things in the world. I mean, there's enough crap going on in the world right now that we don't need to worry about. But it looks to me like you're discovering things that feed your soul, feed your heart. And you're supposed to be attracted to those, and that's what you're supposed to follow this year. There's enough drama. You don't need to bring that in. Find yourself getting sucked in. Go back to what it is that makes you feel better. Pick out one of those things and practice it, okay? I'm thinking that I'm going to be working on practicing my meditation. I used to be good at it. Now I don't know what happened. I got screwing around on other things. But that's what I think I'm going to work on. So maybe you want to think about that too. Alrighty, kiddos. It's pretty much all the information I have for my Capricorns right now. But you do have some major arcana cards in here. And you do have some cards that are saying, whether you know it or not, you're still in power. You're still in control. And that means love relationships as well as any business opportunities that pop up. Yeah, so see if you can remember what it is. There's an older man, probably having, like I said, eye trouble, that has been more or less consulting a crystal ball when it comes to encouraging you for things that you're supposed to have been doing, and you still have this year or so left to activate that, okay? Alrighty, my dears, this has been for Capricorn 2025, and we will see what happens. God bless, and I wish you the very best. Your cards look pretty dang good, kiddo.